Um, so basically, the day after or the day that we realized they had, um, let's say, misplaced or sort of someone had moved them. I went and I spoke to the lost and found a couple of times at the hotel that day, and they said they'd found nothing. Then I spoke to the security and said they'd found nothing. So I was like, well, they're gone. And then I was going to file a police report to try get them back, or to increase my chance of getting them back. And then anyway, I went and spoke to the hotel and explained to them that that's what I was going to do. And then they decided they took all of my details down, the details of the shoes, ring, took me out to the car park and asked exactly where it was I parked. And then I asked them if they could look at the cameras, etc. And then, about an hour later, they turned up. One of the employees at the hotel found them in their lost and found. So yeah, thankfully managed to get them back, which was good.
How the player sort of at ATP level travels with so few pairs of shoes, that is sort of a crisis for you when something happens to your one pair.
No, I yeah. So I didn't. So I didn't travel with one pair. I had two pairs of shoes that were under the car, and I came to California with three pairs, which one of them I kind of finished with a couple of days ago, and then I have two more pairs for the trip here. I mean, I personally have never had any issues over the years with broken shoelaces or anything like that. And obviously, what happened at the U.S. Open was new for me. So. Obviously from now on, make sure I, come to the courts with two or three pairs of shoes, in case something like that happens. But yeah, I don't always think that players do travel with that, many or not enough shoes. Like for example, the U.S. Open, that would have been at the end of like a 4-week or whatever, 4-week trip, and maybe you take like 6 pairs with you, and sometimes towards the end, like maybe you run out or not run out, but you have less pairs. But yeah, I mean, the shoes that I have now, like I'm trying to use a bit sparingly because they don't make them anymore, and these are the ones I played with for a long time. So, I'm also a bit mindful of that and trying to, I guess, try and, because I don't want to change if I don't have to. I've had enough sort of issues with my body to worry about having to change shoes and stuff again. So I have to be a bit mindful of that because I don't have an infinite number of them either.
But how difficult a conversation was that when you called home and said that you thought you'd lost your wedding ring, and how relieved were you when you finally found it?
It wasn't too bad, to be honest. My wife's pretty laid back with that stuff, and there's been a number of occasions where like it's fallen off my shoe, or like once I was swimming like in a swimming pool, and I think like when my hands get like cold, the ring can slide off, and that I lost it. Didn't realize until later in the day, and my physio went back into the swimming pool, and he used to swim for like at British level, so he was under there looking for it, and he managed to find it. So I've I've almost lost it quite a few times, but it always finds its way back to me somehow. And yeah, this time was no different.
Any idea how it turned up in the crowd?
No, I kind of asked that question, but it was I don't think it was. I was told that someone from the hotel obviously picked it up, and then they just didn't see it in the lost and found when I'd asked for it. That's what they told me. But yeah, I don't know exactly because I didn't. I've not looked at the security footage, with my own eyes to see exactly what happened with it. But yeah, that was what I was told. But yeah, obviously I'd asked like what was like 4 times I'd asked about the lost and found, the security, and they didn't have it. So thankfully it turned up in the end.